Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope this video finds you all well. Today's video, I am going to be showing you guys how I am setting up my March monthly budget. This is the first time that I have done a video in this format. I'm going to be using the EveryDollar app. This came as a suggestion from a sweet subscriber, WonderWriter1. Thank you so much for referring me to this new version of budgeting. I'm kind of a budget geek, so I enjoy trying out new things, and I'm excited to be able to share this with you guys. If you are new here, hi, my name is JoJo. On this channel, I share with you our family's journey to financial freedom. For us, that includes saving, investing, and paying off debt. If that's something you'd be interested in following along with, then please consider subscribing. But for now, on today's video, it's going to be a monthly budget forecast. I'm going to shrink myself down into the corner, and we're going to go ahead and just work through this together. Okay, here we are at the February budget. I had transitioned my February budget into this EveryDollar app, and we were already pretty well into the month of February using our old budget system, which was the paper paycheck by paycheck budget system. So I was dipping my toe in the water to see how that would work out. I think I'm going to be making some changes, but again, this is going to be me sharing with you guys what those changes look like. It looks like on the app, I can just move over to March. And okay, I'm going to start planning for March. Yes. Just start at the top. We're going to work our way down from the top to the bottom, and the app or the online version, when you go in, it has it set up with pre-specified categories. Some of the categories I kept, and some of them I did change just because it made more sense to me and it made the transition more smooth, because the category was something that fit a category name I already had on my paper paycheck budget sheets. The W-2, so how I used to budget our paychecks, again, because of my husband and I were paycheck by paycheck budgeters. We both work and we both get paid every other week on the same week. So for us, we had 4 total paychecks per month. What I had done to make this a monthly budget, I just added up the expected amount for all 4 of those paychecks and labeled that as W-2. What I used to do with our electricity and gas, this was a rollover, and this is a copy of February's budget again. So with February's budget, I rolled over money from paycheck 2 for January to cover electricity and gas in February. But since this is just a monthly budget, it's no longer a paycheck by paycheck, I don't think that I'm going to need this anymore. So I'm actually going to delete that. Okay, so yes, I do want to delete, and I'm not going to add in anything extra, but so that's going to be as a 0. So the total amount of money that we expect to work with in March is $8,440 from our W-2 paychecks. I'm going to move down here. This is where our bills are, this is variable expenses. So this is under a favorites. I'm just going to scroll through that because that's further down. Let's see. Okay, yeah, here's where our bills are. Now, the savings, this is where they have some of these pre-specified categories. Some of these I kept. I don't know. I'm going to leave it as is for now, where it's pulled out separate, but this just used to be listed as bills, just all under the bills or the fixed expenses on my paper paycheck budget sheet. So I'm going to leave it that way for now, and if I end up just merging that category in with, okay, so this is housing. I'm going to rename this. Let me see if I can rename it. Yeah, I'm going to rename this fixed expenses, because that's what I called it on my paper budget. and I like that. So the mortgage stays the same, internet, our HP Inc., gym, all of these are the same. Electricity and gas, I'm going to put that as $250 because it had gone up. It's kind of been fluctuating. I'd rather overestimate bills rather than underestimate. Sewer is another one that went up last month. It was $51. Water, let me grab my paper budget planner because water, I have a utility bill tracker that shows me how much we paid last year. So last year in March for water, we paid $24.05. So I am going to budget $30 just because things are going up. PlayStation, that's staying the same. I do need to talk to my husband to see if he still wants to use that because I did mention that to you guys last time that I don't even know if that's a subscription he's using anymore. All of these are the same. Sinking funds. So this is another one I'm going to see how this goes. So I'm going to delete this because I have my sinking funds further down under savings, which is really cool. So I'm going to delete that. And then this food, I'm going to merge this with my variable expenses. I'd accidentally already started tracking when it was pulled out as this separate category of food. But again, I just want it to look familiar to me, and food is a variable expense. It's not pulled out separate as food. It's all just tracked as a variable expense in my mind. So I'm going to delete it there, but I'm going to add it here. And so it's groceries, and for 2 weeks we would budget $325. Since this is a monthly budget, I'll times that by 2, so that means $650. And that's what I did with all of these other categories. Next is debt. This is my student loan. It's housed within my HELOC, and that gets $500. This one I'm liking. So this investing, I used to just have all of these different investing accounts as bills, the amount we contributed, but this is kind of cool. Like I get to see it as a separate investing because this is a focus. Like sinking funds, I consider a savings, our investing, and we are also paying off debt. So this kind of shows me, where we're multitasking, where we're assigning money. That's going to stay the same for this month. On to sinking funds. Okay, so this is where I pulled out that $1,500, and I actually think I'm going to make it $1,600 this month. Let me see. Actually, I might. Okay, so this is the rollover, so that's why it looks like we don't have as much. So I'm going to delete this because I'm not rolling over money from March to April. So we're going to delete that. Okay. So if I designate $1,600 to distribute it through my sinking funds, that'll still leave us with $254.88 as cash flow. And that's going to kind of serve as our cushion throughout the entire month until we move into April. And then whatever money we have left over when we close out March's budget goes towards debt most of the time. Sometimes I reallocate it kind of depending on what sort of life events we have going on, but usually that cash flow goes towards debt. But I like to have that cushion, so I'm going to leave that there, and then I'm going to go through. These are all of my sinking funds. I'm going to go through and add in the planned amount that we're going to be giving to each one. So home maintenance would be $250, and that should add up to $1,600. So I should see that I have $254.88 remaining. So let's see how that goes. Next, we have our HOA, that gets $38. The timeshare is $40. Waste management is $30. Car maintenance is going to get $200. Amazon gets $10. Costco gets $10. Capital One is $8. Norton 10. Family pictures is 25. And once this one gets up to 500 or even 400, I might back off on that. School pictures, this is another one that's getting built up quite a bit. My son, I think, has some pictures coming up with his pre-K class. So I'm going to see if they're doing that. And then the packages are usually about $75. So I'll leave that there for now, but we already got my daughter's pictures for this school year. Next is kids. This is a constant. And then we have pets. It's going to be 35. Medical 4. Adventures is 130. Christmas gets 150. Gifts and holidays is 200. The water park where we live is $30. And on Black Friday, they have sales on the season passes, which I used that during Christmas time this year. That was the first year I'd done that, and it's so good. Like, I just feel so much more prepared for things, whereas before it was just like, oh, yeah, this came up. I'm not prepared. Okay, so those are all of the sinking funds. This dad bod and Maface, whatever spending money we have left over at the end of the month, that gets rolled into these two sinking funds. And it just builds up. Like, my husband has 121.22 right now, and these sinking funds build up to cover more expensive purchases, like for our hobbies or clothing, beauty purchases, all of those things. Okay, and I'm going to just delete this. Let me see. Oh, there we go, delete group. Okay, yes, I want to delete that. And I think that is everything. I really think it's that simple. This is awesome because it also, it copies everything from the previous month. That is our March budget. And I hope you guys enjoyed this format. Tomorrow, I'm going to be posting my expense tracking video, which is also going to be a weekly check-in all rolled into one, which is awesome. So yeah, I will see you guys next video. Have a great day.